today, the 450, we're finishing up the prep on here. We've got a Ricardo over here finishing up, getting everything scuffed up where it needs to be scuffed to get it ready to finish up paint. We got it taped up for all the prep. It's going to go in the booth today. It's going a green color, which is really nice. It's got a pretty little bit of pearl to it, a little bit of a change up, but we didn't want to just do a wrap on here because everybody can take it to a shop, drop it off and get it wrapped. Very few guys are tearing these down to the extent that these are. In the other videos you can see we got the headliner out, sunroof is out, all the glass is out of it, doors are completely broken down, everything for these things to be completely painted out. We had to get the bed off, fender flares got off here, so we make sure that we paint all underneath here. And then once all this is ready to go, we're gonna be getting it in the booth, get it sprayed, and we can't wait to show you guys. We sprayed the hood about a week ago to get the color that we liked after we did several spray outs, and we landed, this is an Axalta paint, but this is actually called Kiwi Green. This was by far the favorite spray out that we had done, and we're excited to see it sprayed over the entire truck. But as you can see, it looks really nice in the light. Out in the sunlight, it's really gonna shine a lot. And we can't wait to see it all the way sprayed out, especially with the color accents that you guys will see.
I'm Jake, this is Jess from DD Audio, and we are about to put a monster custom system in this F450 Platinum. Got plenty of speaker locations to go at. We're gonna 3D scan and do a custom underseat box with some crazy accents, and yeah, once it's all done, it'll come together nicely and be violently loud. So that's what we can look forward to.
Yeah, so when we scan the bottom of the seat, there's not a lot of room there. So to get the maximum effect, we're going to try to do a rear firing box. And we'll use either 8.5 or 8/8 or 6.5 inch woofers and run the woofers and the ports to the back so we can throw some power on this when the doors are open. So we'll know what kind of space we have here in a couple hours.
So we got with the guys at Digital Design, also known as DD Audio. We got with the owner and their sound engineer, and we were curious to know if they were interested in hopping in on this project with us for this 450. And we lucked out. They're ready to go on it. They both came over to our shop. They went through all of the speakers set up with us, mapped out everything, how they would run it, the power supply to them. They went ahead and they mapped out a custom enclosure front of the back seat. They took the factory speakers, so they're going to custom make brackets so their speakers directly mount to this truck. So through and through, it is going to be a 100% custom install done by Digital Design, which we are ecstatic about. If you guys don't know, that's not something that they really do. They're not big, it's like super big on sponsorships. They do not do custom installs. That's not a thing that they do. So for them to hop on board for this is a really big thing for us. And I think it's going to give a really fun key piece to this. Basically, it'll be set up on different tunes. We'll be able to set it up for shows when the doors are open. It'll carry a different sound tune. And then whenever the doors are closed, we'll also be able to switch back and have like a driving tune. The any level got delivered, which we've been waiting several weeks on. And that is a monster of a lift kit. I think that thing the freight weight on that was like 1,900 pounds. So today we'll go ahead and get some film of us breaking that box open and get to kind of share the components with everybody, let you see what really goes into it. But it is a massive undertaking. I think it's an 80-hour install. It's nuts. It's dumb. It's so fucking dumb. It's fun to do it, man. Nobody fucking needs that, you know? 44s on 30s and shit. It's so ignorant and I fucking love it. I do, man. It's so dumb. Take 1, 3. We got the any level in. As you can see, it came in this massive box crate that when you get opened up, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling stuff out of here and show you guys what's inside. Be fun. Pulling stack. Jesus fucking Christ. How is this shit so fucking heavy? In a little box. Struggling. Oh, this bitch. What's the freaking weight capacity on these tables?
Got to find out.
Put shit away.
We made room.
Okay. Not really.
Your penis isn't up here. I touched that.
That's weird. That's one. Remember they ordered it. Wait.
Slide this over the top. Peter stood.
So actually for these, the new model Fords, any level, the owner actually, he contacted us and went through everything with us to explain it. And that there's actually not just a to Z set of instructions for these 24 models. So what we actually have to do is shift back and forth between 2 different instruction manuals for different years and the different size of lift kits on here. So there's going to be a lot of cross-referencing. It's our first one. I mean, we're very capable to do it. I know they're pretty touchy on who can buy them, who can install them, and all of that. We're going to get it done, and we're going to make sure we get it done right. It's definitely probably going to take longer than 80 hours for us. It's something that we're going to learn as we go, but also, you know, we like to take our time and make sure that everything is done absolutely right. So after all the cross-referencing, we're going to go buy a whiteboard and a TV stand, because we're actually just going to go ahead and display the instructions on a TV in our shop that we can roll around instead of trying to print off, I think, 400 pages between the 2 instruction manuals, cross-reference on there, or scroll on our phone to look at it. So we're gonna have everything projected up, and we're all gonna get to learn. So after we got the truck torn down, obviously we had to prep everything, get every single panel off the truck, get the bed sides off the bed, the flares off the bed, get everything prepped and in the booth. Everything went pretty smooth until we started laying the color. The color that we used has a lot of metallic to it, and we kind of ran into, you know, kind of, we call it tiger stripes, or molding or modeling, not molding. And basically what happens is if you lay it too thick or you don't get perfect passes on it, the metallic, the flakes will actually, they'll lay flat, and it gives it like a super bunched up, blotchy look from a distance if you don't get it. So that only happened on the doors. We're not real sure what happened, but we're gonna go ahead and get those scuffed back up and get them back in the booth to get everything done. But the color came out extremely nice. It is a beautiful color. You guys will see that. These 450s, I mean, really the biggest hurdle working with them is obviously the size, is, you know, getting everything stored, and the sheer size of every panel on this truck, you know, especially, you know, the bed, the flares on it. Obviously, I mean, whenever you're taking the plastic stuff off these trucks, every single thing likes to break, and that's kind of been a pain in the ass for sure. But luckily we've got everything new and it'll be ready to go. So when picking this color out, we actually went through a bunch of different spray outs. I think we sprayed out probably 6 or 7 different color variations. We tried some pearls, we tried some flakes, we tried dark greens, light greens, and once we put all of the spray out cards together, that was almost unanimously the favorite color that we landed on. The color is called Kiwi Green, is what we went with. Going back together, really the biggest thing you have to be careful of is obviously not to, you know, scratch anything, bang panels together, because the last thing you want to do is have to go in and respray a panel because you gouged it on it. But really, going back together, it's just a process of being careful and paying attention to what you're doing for something like this. As far as paint goes, we have a brand new paint booth out there. We bought the best one that we could get. It's a side draft. We couldn't get a down draft. We would have to tunnel out the concrete, and obviously we don't own this building to run a down draft in here. So we have our own mixing banks, so we are able to pull color codes, mix our own paint. We don't have to send stuff off to get mixed, unless we're going with just a custom color and we want to use a very specific brand where we're able to give them the tone that we want, and then they'll send us samples. But other than that, we mix everything in-house. We do everything here. You know, initially we had talked about not sharing the rendering to the point of, you know, kind of keeping everything a secret. But we hit a point where our biggest reasoning for not sharing it initially was, you don't want to throw your ideas out there and somebody else be able to beat you to the punch. It happened with my 65 C10. We shared a color, it went viral across the internet, and I hit some hiccups with the truck. I got busy with other stuff, didn't happen, and everybody and their mom started spraying that color. So we were trying to avoid that. However, by the time the rendering dropped, the truck was already painted. It was, you know, everything was disassembled, painted. The lift kit is already here. So we're at a point where even if somebody wanted to, nobody's beating us to the punch on it. We just wanted to go ahead and share it, get it out there, because it's going to be hitting shows at the end of February anyway. The initial color that we went with on the rendering is, we decided to go quite a bit lighter on there. So we haven't taken the time to adjust the rendering or anything, but it's actually quite a bit lighter color of green. It's still green, but it's just lighter than what we had on that rendering. We got the bumpers in from Bodyguard Bumpers. Obviously they come in raw, so what we're doing is we had them sent off to our friends over at Powder Rangers. His name is Cody, and he is going to go ahead and get everything powdered. It'll be primed powder, and then it'll come back to us for us to be able to color match it and to go with the truck, obviously. The wheels are they're 30-inch TIS wheels coming. We're doing 30x16s in the front and then 30x8 in the quarter in the back. And then we were putting them on some 44-inch tires. I think we're running a 3-inch spacer in the back to separate the duals because the tires. I think we're running a 16.5 wide tire on 8 1/4. So obviously they're quite a bit wider. I mean, we could almost fit both rear wheels inside one tire. So we're going to go ahead and run a 3-inch spacer so the tires don't touch in the back. I think last check with TIS, I think we're about 4 to 5 weeks out from seeing those. So we're working with Scoop at SMG on this. He's the build manager. He facilitates a lot of these builds through here. We're handling every ounce of the build. He connects us with the vendors and got our booth at SEMA for us, helps market the truck all together. We're using his personal branded rock lights under it. We are running 32 rock lights, and each light itself has 6 LED diodes inside of that light. So this thing is going to glow like a spaceship going down the road, and all you're going to see is the bottom of the truck and lights if you're driving a regular car or even a regular truck. With where we're at right now on the truck, the bed is getting ready to go. We got to get that to the bed liner, get it to the bed liner place for them to spray that. We're actually just going to go ahead and store the bed at one of our shops outside of here, so it's not in the way before it goes back together. But really the holding pattern right now is going through everything, figuring out what we want, what color. We have to get that to the plating shop. They're going to go through, they're going to lay, obviously to plate everything, they're going to do a mirror finish on it, polish, and then we're going to get everything nickeled. And then once we have the wheels here and the lift kit back from them, I think they said it's about 3 weeks to get that back from them. And then powder, I'm assuming, is going to take probably a week to get that back. So really the holding pattern now is get this thing unboxed, figure out what needs to be what color, get everything marked, labeled to send to the guys there, and we wait. Again, a lot of waiting, a lot of hurry up and wait. Motherfucker, dude, no, I'm not, I just got like something like tickling.